What's up, everyone? This is Nathan Payne. Thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time, welcome. Today we're going to be going over what are the steps to wholesaling real estate. So if you're brand new, check this out. And if you aren't brand new, hopefully I can give you some information that will help you be more successful. So let's dive right in. By the end of this video, I can promise you that you're going to know every single step in order to get your first wholesale deal. All right, I'm going to break it down, make it super simple for you. So if you're brand new, let's get it, because this is going to help you out. Today I'm going to be showing you not only the steps to get your first wholesale deal, but what is wholesaling if you're watching this and you're not sure what it is, why people do it, and the different strategies to get into it. Because there are different ways to wholesale. There's a right way and a wrong way. I do the right way. I do the painless way. If you followed me, you know that's what I teach. So let's go right into it. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to know everything you need to know. And I got a little gift for you at the end of it. So first off, let's address what is wholesaling. I'm going to make it simple. You probably know what it is. If you want a better definition, just go Google it or go to chatbot GPT. It'll tell you, but I'll tell you right now, wholesaling is going to find a deal, or it's finding a discounted property, distressed property, and it's assigning your rights to purchase that property to an end buyer for a fee, an assignment fee. So let's look at it this way. If you're talking to a seller that has a property and needs work, they don't want to list it, they just want a fast sale, you could offer them $100,000 and you know someone will buy it for $250,000. You assign it to them, your end buyer, for $120,000. You can't assign it to them for $250,000 because that's what the house is probably worth after it's been repaired. This house they're selling to you most likely because it's distressed and needs work. So what it is, you're finding a deal, you're getting it under contract with a real estate purchase contract that's assignable. You're assigning it to a buyer for a fee. That's what wholesaling is, and people love it because you don't need to be licensed. You don't have the real estate board breathing over your neck, seeing what you're doing. You can do it pretty much anywhere in the country. You can do it virtually. I do it from Utah. I do deals all over the country without having to actually see the properties. So that's why people love wholesaling. So again, why do people get into wholesaling? Because it enables you to do real estate transactions from anywhere. I do deals that I'm doing a deal right now in Fort Myers, Florida. I've never been to Fort Myers and I've never seen the house, but because I know how to negotiate, I know what my buyers want to buy, I was able to get a house under contract, and I'm able to assign it to a buyer that I have for a fee, all without being there, all without having to purchase the property with any money. There's literally no risk on my end other than finding the deal and my time, right? I didn't have to put any money up. It's absolutely risk-free. But once you start getting into running this as a business, there are obviously risks. There's risk of, if you're spending money on marketing, then, if you spend money on marketing, you don't get a deal, there's your risk. But the way I teach you guys is pretty much the painless wholesaling way is the least risk that you'll need to take as a wholesaler, all right? So there's two different strategies. The first strategy that I was taught as a brand new wholesaler was to just go find a deal. They said, hey, if you find a deal, a discounted deal, you'll be able to sell it to a buyer. That's what they told me. That couldn't be further from the truth, because when you're brand new, you don't know what buyers want. If you just start looking and talking to sellers, you don't know what they're, if you got it at the right price, you got to learn how to comp. But even then, you don't even know if that neighborhood, that seller, that area is what in the area that buyers want. So there's a lot of problems if you just immediately go out and go look for deals. But that's what they teach. So that's the traditional way, I would say, that they tell you to go start wholesaling. What I teach, and I think it's the right way, I call it the painless wholesaling method. It's the painless way, is you go connect with a buyer first, okay? You go find a buyer. You say, what are you looking for? What do you want? And then you go target. You go look in that neighborhood. You go look in those areas of the city, or those 3-2s. If they want 3-2s with 1-story ramblers, you're going to go look and talk to those people that have those, that meet that criteria. Then once you're talking to a seller who seems interested, you would have that buyer you can go back to and say, hey, what are you willing to pay for this buyer? What are you willing to, offer, so I can go take that back and negotiate and be the middleman? That's the easiest and the fastest way to get paid in this business. And that's what I teach people. If you're not doing the painless wholesaling strategy at the moment and you're just going to look for deals and you're just crossing your fingers that you'll get a deal, you're going to waste a lot of time and effort and money. And I'm here to help you not do that, okay? So you got two strategies. You got the painful way, or you got the painless way, all right? Now stay tuned, because what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to actually show you in depth how to do step by step the painless way from start to finish. Like I told you, by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to go find a buyer, find a deal, assign it to them, make money. I'm going to show you this right now, so stay tuned. Now, but before I show you this in-depth process, I want to invite you to one of my master classes that I'm doing for free. All you have to do is go to painlesswholesaling.com, register for free. I'm going to show you more in depth than just this video. I'm actually going to walk you through the process live. This is a live call that I do so I can work with you, but it's absolutely free. I show you the process. So go to painlesswholesaling.com right now and register, and then finish the rest of this video. Okay, so let's dive right in. Check out this video. This is the painless wholesaling process, how to get deals like a sniper. So right here, in the painless wholesaling, it's a 10-step process making money. Okay. That's all you have to do. It's just 10 steps, nothing crazy. So after you pick your market, you find cash buyers. You find like your top 10 cash buyers. I'm not telling you to go build a giant wholesaling buyers list. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm telling you to go get tight with 10 people in your market who are actively buying, and go find them what they want so they can buy it from you like this.
I'll buy it.
After that, you're going to find out what their criteria and what their buy box is. That's what we're about to do right now. I'm about to call Nate and say, Nate, I've known you for a while. What do you actually want? Let's go find it. Number 4 is, once you find out what they want, you go find it with paid marketing, or you go find it with free marketing. Okay. Today, I'm going to show you how to do it with paid marketing. I'm going to show you the best lists to pull from batch. You know, obviously in this thing right here is a video on how to do it, how to stack them. What are the top lists to stack? This is going to show you how to go target these specific areas, and then you can put them into batch dialer, you know, batch leads texting. You can send mailers through batch. But yeah, so that's kind of the process. Once you find out with the painless wholesaling model what your buyers want, you go find it. Once you find it, you analyze the deal, you see if it's a deal. Then you bring it to your buyer and you say, what do you want to offer? You take their offer, and you already have a buyer, so you're not guessing. And then once you do that, if your buyer doesn't give you what you really want, you can market the deal out anyway and send it to other people and blast it out with like an email, text blast. You can do the traditional dispo route. But the cool thing about the painless wholesaling method is, like, you don't have to dispo and have a giant dispo arm. You just need to be tight with 10 to 15 people in your one market and crush it and send deals to them. And that's what I did yesterday. And, you know, we got a deal in the works right now, and I connected them with the wholesaler's deal. And the wholesaler's like, look, you know, we might have to drop the price down, but what does your buyer want to pay? I called my buyer. He told me to pay. I called the wholesaler. I said, this is what my buyer wants. I got to put my fee in there. We're negotiating it. All because I have the relationship. And that wholesaler, he's got every buyer in Utah, but he just doesn't. It's a relationship based game, guys. You can blast out every cash buyer in the United States, but they don't know who you are. They might not respond. It's up in the air. So that's why relationships are key. So after step 9, after you market it, you set up a walkthrough. Super easy. Here's all the ways that you set the expectation. You tell the seller what to say. It's all written out here. You know, then you accept the offer, you send the paperwork to title, and here's all the paperwork that you would need, real estate purchase contract with links, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that's the process, guys. It's 10 steps. It's really easy. 10 steps to make 10K, 15K, whatever in the next 30 days. Okay. It's all laid out. And I wrote this out for myself, for our systems, our processes, so we could, you know, understand how simple it is to do this. All right. So now that we're done with that, now it's time to call the buyer. So I know my guy wants mobile homes. So now I'm going to talk to him today and say, where actually do you want mobile homes? I'm not very familiar with the mobile homes that you want. Let me go find them for you using batch. So let's call Nate. Let's see if he answers. He should answer, because I told him I was doing this call to train my VAs. Let's see if my top buyer answers. Hello? It's one of those weird times when you call and it doesn't ring, but it's saying that it's going.
Hello? 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 Hello?
What's up with that, man? Okay, I got to do it again. I got to call it again. There we go.
You just hung up on me like that, huh?
You know, it was weird. I couldn't hear you, and it was just the time was going, so I just didn't know what was going on.
It's weird. It's odd.
Dude, you answered that super quick. Were you just like waiting by the phone for me?
I've been waiting for 20 minutes. I can't wait to talk to you.
I love it. I love it. Hey, so this is what I'm doing today. I'm training my virtual assistants on how to use a software called Batch Leads to literally go to the mobile home parks that you want us to. I'm going to pull lists in those areas, and I'm going to hit those people up. But I just kind of need to know what mobile parks you want.
Okay, cool. So the ideal mobile parks are where they allow rentals.
Okay.
But I only know of one.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if you could give me an address in there or somewhere I can search it, I'll pull it up on my map and then I'll literally go to town, I'll mark the area, and then I'll pull lists in those areas and we'll start getting some deals, brother.
I just texted you an aerial photo, but
Okay, I'll have to take a look at it. Nibley, Utah? I've never even heard of that.
yeah, it's up by Logan.
Let's go, brother. I'm sure no one targets that area.
Yeah, I've got to think not that many, but I don't know if there's that many sellers either because you can rent them and the rents are just crazy.
I might as well just go knock this place, bro. Like instead of just like text them all.
Heck yeah, it'd be awesome.
I'm gonna drive all the way up and be like, all right, who in here actually owns this bad boy? Cool, man. Is there any other anywhere else you'd like me to like go in there? You know, pull the names of the people, skip trace them, call them, and see if I can work a deal for you. You tell me, I'll find it. It could be like a specific neighborhood in Utah that you like. What I do is I search it. I can drive for dollars virtually using this software, or I can just like mark a neighborhood and be skip trace every absentee owner in that area and just call them like individually. And you know, it's a way better conversation than just randomly hitting up people.
And then hoping you have a buyer
Yeah,
later.
exactly. That's kind of the goal here. So I'm teaching everybody.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you another one.
And again, man, if you think of any other places, you're like, dude, because I'm basically like your deal finder, your sniper. Like, you tell me where to go, I'm gonna go get it, and I'm gonna go put in the work, and then you know, just tie you up, or you know, if it doesn't work for you, maybe I can bring it to somebody else. But that's all I'm gonna do.
Cool. Love it.
Okay, I think did you send me another one? Oh, this looks like a picture.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's an aerial photo.
Hunter's Point, huh? That looks good. Is that like water?
Yeah, that's Bear Lake.
Ooh, that's sweet, man. I might get an Airbnb there.
So that's the question is if we could pick these up for the right price
Right.
and the park will allow Airbnb, these could be very, very interesting.
No, I know. That's awesome. Okay, so that's the play you're talking about, Airbnb, mobile home parks in Bear Lake.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, what I'll do is I'll get these areas going and we'll see what we can do, man. I mean, that'd be awesome if we could start sniping some of these deals down for you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, brother. Well, that's pretty much it. That's the bottom line. You know, we just call you and see what you want. We got to go find it.
Boom, let's go. Let's get it done.
Psh, no problem. All right, hit me up if you need anything.
All right, thanks.
All right, later. So I found out with my buyer who's willing to buy 3 to 4 of these a month, what he wants. So I either need to go drive it for dollars, pull a list in that area using batch, and then skip trace it and put it into a dialer, text it, even just go, probably already said this, but go knock it. Say, hey, who's selling in here? I'm ready to freaking go. And I already brought him this one and he made me an offer. I went to the wholesaler, told him, hey, this is my guy's offer. The wholesaler said, let me go renegotiate it. Just like that, guys. There's nothing crazy here. This is what you do so you don't have to get on the dialer and cold call 1,000 people every day and just scream, because I've done that. For 3 months, my first deal I got from cold calling. It took me 3 months of cold calling. It works. You can go make big money. You can hit it big, but I'd rather do this. I can do it part-time because I run other businesses too. So this is cool. And Jackie and AJ, you guys are on here and I'm not doing anything crazy, am I, guys?
Nothing crazy.
That's dang right now.
I'm sure I could do that. It's just a matter of being familiar with the system.
I know you can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to. All right. So I'm not an expert at mobile homes. I just know Nate wants them. Yeah. So if I go like this, let's see, save filter, mobile homes. Yeah. So I don't think it's pulling up the data on that. Let's do this, guys. I don't think mobile homes are considered real estate technically when you're pulling this data. Let's just do an example. Let's just say Nate, I talked to Nate and he's just over here. He wants this neighborhood. Okay. This is obviously residential real estate over here. So if Nate's like, yo, Nate, if you can get me some deals over here, I'm in, bro. Okay, then I would say, great. I'd filter it for the specific qualities that he wants. So I want residential. I want single family. I want a minimum of 500 square feet. I want it to be occupancy. I want it to be absentee owner. Preferences, property vacant. I don't really care about that right now in this example. I want at least 50% equity. Let's see if in this neighborhood we find that. Okay, so there's 11 properties. So guys, the cool thing about what I just did is as a sniper, I don't have to call the whole neighborhood. I can just say, okay, these people are pretty fit the criteria. So let's go ahead and skip trace these people. Let's select it all. Let's add it to the list of, we'll just call it my buyer Nate sniper list. I save it. Once I save it, I go pull the list, skip trace it, and then I can call it. And instead of having to call all these people in the world and be on the phone, you know specifically you have a buyer in this area. And another cool thing about it, guys, is is if you want to drive for dollars in this specific area, it's as simple as this. So if Nate's like, yo, dude, just get me anything in this neighborhood. I love this neighborhood. Then I would drop my little dude in here without having to drive an hour north to Ogden. I would just go, all right, let's look and see if there's any distressed homes in this area. It's a little nice little neighborhood right here we picked. I don't know if you guys ever been to Utah, that's where I live, but you got the nice mountains in the back. All right, guys, I've been looking for a distressed property. I mean, this place seems like it's in pretty good shape. And this is why you do it. Instead of having to drive an hour, this is like hour north or 2 hours north of where I am. So it's like, I ain't trying to drive there. I know I can find a house. Okay, this one might need some work, like the grass needs to be done. This is an example. So if I click on this and press save, I can create a list called My Buyer Nate's neighborhood, right? And then after that, I would go to the tag that says driving for dollars, and then it would create a list. So then I'd save, and then I'd be able to go out and skip trace that list and call it. So guys, that's the sniper way to do it. Okay, that's it. You don't have to go and call thousands of people just to get a hold of someone that you can do a deal with. Like, you can just target an area that your buyer specifically wants and get it done. Guys, that's it. I mean, it's pretty simple. If you want to do the painless wholesaling method where you're not banging your head against the wall trying to like just call random areas and be like, I think if I get a deal, someone might buy it. That's a waste of your time. Now, and me telling you not to do that, it kind of affects me because I JV with people. So if you guys don't have buyers, I benefit because I can help you, but I'm not trying to benefit from that. I've done that myself where you just get deals and it's just a waste of your time. Everyone's demotivated. Go master one market. Don't spend tons and tons of money unless you have like buyers that are there, and then then blow up your marketing. Like if you have buyers that buy all in Los Angeles, then it's like, okay, well, anything that's in Los Angeles, for example, like I got people, so I don't need to worry about spending because whatever I get, people will buy. But if you're brand new, this is the strategy, and Batch is the perfect one to help you do it. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that video that kind of walked through the whole process of getting deals from start to finish, from finding a buyer and finding deals for them. Before you leave, if you liked what I had to show you, please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. It really helps me grow this channel, and I'll see you next time.